Hey, hey, we're live.
Hey, it's us.
Hey, we're live. We're back.
Both of us. I'm
Hey,
alive.
Steph's alive. We're here. We in here. Yeah.
Woo. My body tried to kill me, but I was stronger than my body.
I lived.
So.
Steph, how you doing? I know you've been struggling.
It's been a rough ass 2 weeks. I was sick as hell. And then we were on vacation. Like we've been off for so many weeks because like we were leading up to vacation, then we were on vacation, then I was sick, and then I had plans Halloween night, and that's the night I got sick, and then I was still sick the next Wednesday, and now we're here.
But we're here.
God bless and did a solo episode to keep our presence strong, which mad props, because I don't know how I could have just talked to myself for even 20 minutes.
No, you ever talk to yourself for just straight 15 minutes before with no script? Because if you script it, then it's like a YouTube video, which is fine, but that's not the format.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was something. I didn't hate it, but it was definitely weird. But we're back. Yeah. We're back with a team episode after a not on purpose hiatus, but we're here. We're streaming. We're doing the nerdy news, and you want to tell listeners about anything before we get started? Any general chit chat before we just kind of jump into the biz?
I don't think so. You know who we are. That's Dom. I'm Steph.
Yeah, I didn't even introduce us. It's your boy. It's your Dom, aka Brother Dom, all over the internet. And if you didn't know, you're listening to another episode of Geekly Reveal. It's that show that brings you all the major geeky news from the past. Yeah, I don't know, the week or so, 2 weeks. We're in here.
Major as far as we consider it major.
As far as we consider. And
a little self-selected.
Yes. And once again, normally as always, I am joined by, I think I could say it, the freshest and the sickest co-host of all time. Would you like to tell the people who you are?
He's not wrong. Hi, it's me, it's Stephanie, aka Captain Steph on Twitter, the Snow Queer on Tumblr, and various other things, various other places on the internet. And I am glad to be back, frankly.
Yes, we're glad you're back. It's good to not see you, but hear you. It's good to hear. It's good to hear you. I'm glad you're not half dead. It's good to hear that you're still kicking. Have you been consuming any nerdy media in the meantime? I mean, we have a list of show notes, but anything you want to get off your proverbial chest, as it were?
I mean, for most of the time I was sick, I was so ill that I could not read or even listen to things that were too abrasive sounding. So I
this
I was
sounds
on a media
too
lockdown.
spicy.
Yeah, media lockdown for a while. But I did on Sunday watch the entire season so far of season 3 of The Good Place, which I had been behind on, and which I was very delighted to catch up on.
You know, I heard that's a pretty good show, actually.
I love it. It's very wholesome. It's very much about a bunch of flawed people realizing that being good is work and putting the effort in, and yet is also hilarious.
That's solid. That's good.
Very well balanced. It's the idea that being good is being clean. It's something that you have to keep trying at. It's not something you are.
Sure, that makes sense.
That's very much a theme of The Good Place, and people slide back, and people try harder, and it's just so, but it's also so funny. Just freaking hilarious. And there are so many good smart goofs. There's this one that goes around Tumblr constantly that's the one character, Chidi, is trying to teach Eleanor, it's from the first season, I think. He's trying to teach Eleanor how to be a better person. She's the main character, and he's a philosophy instructor, so he's got this whole list of things on the chalkboard, and he says, and it says Plato and then an arrow down to Aristotle, and Eleanor says, who died and left left Aristotle in charge of ethics anyway? And he points to the chalkboard. He's like, Plato did.
It's right there. That's a good.
How that works.
That's a good joke. I mean, that's a very a nice, straightforward joke.
Yeah, I don't know. Just there's just a lot of really great, just physical humor and um just like people being bad and then becoming better, and it's like it does the same thing for your soul as like watching an episode of Queer Eye does, where you're just like, wow, yeah, there are good people in the world, and also I had a fun time doing this.
Okay, that's good. I like that. Then that's a good level.
That's my strong recommendation.
Okay.
Have you done anything fun and geeky?
I mean,
last spoke?
It was fun for me. I don't know if it's going to be fun for everybody else, though. So it's a Sonic thing. Sega mentioned that they have the Sonic Forces soundtracks like on all the streaming services now.
Mm-hmm.
So how Sonic is, it's the games might be meh or yay, but the music's always it's good stuff. So I went and looked, and apparently like all the soundtracks like from all the 3D Sonic games are up there now. So I've just been like diving deep into like just the shitty like butt rock that has been in those franchises, and it's so good. And I didn't realize how jazzy some of the music got in some places, especially Sonic Unleashed, like which was called Sonic World Adventure everywhere else, but we called it Unleashed because we had to be edgy, because he was a werewolf in that one. But everyone else was like, yeah, but he travels the world. So there's like actually what we say on our American charts was like world music, but they take inspiration from a lot of places all over the world and have a lot of jazz sections for the nighttime level. So it's just been a lot of music to go back and listen to like kind of passively and something to do. Plus it has like all the music from the score and all that. So that's what I've been doing, and I've been having a great time with that. As well as Overwatch stuff that we'll probably get to. So, but we should, before we go with all the lots more fun stuff, we should probably pay some respects to the G.
Yeah.
As you all know, rest in peace, Stan Lee, at age 95, great creator of the Marvel, everything, like one of the big guys in that, and we all knew it was gonna.
Was it 2 days ago?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Monday. Yeah. It's rough because like we all knew he was 95. Like we all knew it was gonna happen sooner rather than later.
Right.
And almost like it's to some extent that makes it a little bit easier than like some of like we could have had 30 more years of Carrie Fisher. Like.
But Stan Lee was definitely
torn up about that, but like. Stan had a good run. Like someone pointed out on Twitter today, like the ideas that came out of Stan Lee's head have employed hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Like in the century he was alive, like. Also,
the man was alive for a century and was still doing like cameos, like
right.
probably like a month ago.
What
was his last on-screen cameo? Ant-Man, maybe, or.
Yeah, I didn't see the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie, but it was probably in that.
I think the one before that was actually Teen Titans Go. He had a cameo in Teen Titans Go, the movies. And
fantastic.
It was his voice. I mean, obviously it was a cartoon, but it's his voice, and it was a cameo, I guess. But the whole joke was like, "Hey, it's my obligatory, obvious cameo," and they're like, "This is not a Marvel movie." He's like, "Oh no, I got to get out of here." So I mean, the guy had a good sport about stuff, and anybody, there's a lot of politics that probably goes into everything, but I think what was beautiful to me was seeing, we're in trying times because of politics, right? So we're all losing friends for good reasons. I'm not going to act like they're bad, they're good reasons, but like everybody was like, man, this really sucks. Like maybe some people kind of missed the point of the stuff he was making based on their beliefs, but we all thought Iron Man was pretty cool in all these stories, or any of the comics that he may have inspired. The X-Men have spoke to a lot of people, so just want to.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously, like there are other people involved, like Jack Kirby and like other people who are involved in Marvel at its beginning. Like Stan Lee wasn't the be-all end-all, but like there are so many like meaningful stories that are out there because of him and superhero. And he was a Jewish guy who grew up in the 30s. Like he 100% definitely was creating superheroes as a political statement.
Yeah, I mean,
like
everything had to be political in World War II, you know?
Yeah, superheroes have been political since they were invented.
That's just the nature of it. You can't deny that. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
So
and yeah. So it's rough that he's gone, but I feel like you can definitely say he made the world better.
Yeah, he had a good run. It's nice to see people go the whole way, like a whole long time without an unfortunate tragedy happening. So just want to say hats off to Stan Lee and rest in peace.
Yeah.
So that's a somber moment, but we're here to entertain. We're here to keep people's mind off of things. So
yeah. So what can we possibly pivot to? There's
nothing that we can nicely pivot to. So it's just going to be like a bad gear shift. But we're going to turn the music back up. We're going to have a little bit more fun. What do you want to go into on the topic list? You can decide. You weren't here before, so I'll give you the choice.
Let's go kind of chronologically and go with Ash first, because
with Ash, yes.
You talked a little about her last time, but I have all my thoughts too.
Yeah. So when you said Ash, I'm like, oh yeah, that does fit with this first story. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're going to talk about Detective Pikachu. There's going to be some.
Better believe it.
That's the big story of this week, in my opinion. As far as things coming out. But yeah, let's talk about Ash. What do you want to know? How do you want to shoot this breeze?
With a really big gun, and then when I use my ultimate, it'll be an Omnic. No. So, Ash sure came out at BlizzCon. Don touched on this a little last week, but it was a very interesting range progression of thoughts. I watched the McCree thing, the whatever reunion or whatever it was called, and I was like, oh, Ash, oh no, she's hot. And then I was like, oh wait. And I was like, I paused it and I covered up her hair. I was like, is this Tracer? Is this Mercy?
Did you see somebody put a picture over a picture of Widowmaker, and if you crossfade it, there's literally not a difference other than color. To the point, I was playing, she finally dropped onto the main client, so she's not just on the test, she's on the main game, not competitive yet. And there were several times where, you can, if you're Sombra, you can see people through walls if they're weak, or if someone shoots you, you can see their silhouette for a second because you know where they're at. And I'm like, oh, watch out guys, there's a Widowmaker shooting at us. And I'm like, and then I press the scoreboard screen, I'm like, they don't have a Widowmaker, who just shot me? I'm like, oh, it was Ash. Their frames are almost exactly the same.
Yeah. It's just and then there's so much, and she's apparently almost 40?
Yeah. I guess. She's the same age as McCree, roughly.
Yeah, so she looks like a 25-year-old. And we know Overwatch can make women look older.
They have.
They've done it.
I didn't realize she was that old.
I don't know if she's actually that old, but I saw a Tumblr post and it was Ash on one side and some grizzled Witcher character or something on the other side, and it said guess who's 39 and who's 20.
Oh yeah, she's 39, yeah.
Yeah, implying that that it was not the obvious.
Oh yeah, I think Geralt is probably older. I mean,
but, I don't know if it was the Witcher. It was just a grizzled-looking white man with brown hair, an eye patch, Yeah,
how old is American badass Jesse McCree? I'm curious.
I feel like he's probably got to be late
37.
30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only he doesn't look that old to me. If someone told me he was younger, his younger version looks exactly like his older version, even in the game. They do nothing to differentiate.
Yeah, I mean, for him, I can believe he's 37. He has he's not super skinny. He's got some breadth to him, and
yeah.
I mean, Johnny Depp looked really good when he was 37. Doesn't mean he looks good now, but I mean, you can look very fresh at 37.
Yeah.
But Ash does not look 39.
You know what makes that
look
specific.
Very fresh at 39, but
you can. You know what kind of makes it weird, which is why I kind of feel I don't even care about anything they have to say about that stuff. Mm-hmm. Is How old? Okay, so Mercy's also 37, right?
Mhm.
But like, at least when the
I
game
feel
came
like
out, they made like specific allusions to the fact that she looks younger than she should because of
I was gonna
something.
say,
Like,
yeah, like I feel like Mercy's like she says all that mad scientist shit. Like she and like is a healer. Like there's at least a justification for her to
yeah,
have like resurrected her skin cells. Like
yeah. And then May is 40, but she was in cryosleep for 9 years, so she's
yes.
31. So like, I don't know. It's weird that they all look exactly like Tracer and Brigitte.
Yeah, like and like also like I and like I know that that like black albino people do exist, but I feel like introducing a woman with red eyes and white hair when people are clamoring for a black female hero
So what makes
is
it
about as far from a black woman as you can get. Like,
and there's a few things that make this specifically dumber. Predominantly of which a lot of her key art shows her being brown.
uh huh,
To Blizzard's credit or luck, it probably would have been a bad look to make your first black woman like a bad guy character when that's been kind of a discussion.
yeah,
So I'll give them that just out of luck. Like, I don't think that was on purpose. I think that was just luck. They got lucky. But they said the reason they created this character right now was because of like,
need in the game.
no, it wasn't needed in the game. It was like oh, they saw this character and like, oh, we got to make this character, like she seems cool. And I'm like, so everyone's upset with like how bad Brigitte's stunning everybody. There's so much movement. There's a dominant meta like in the pros and in the fans. We're like, can we have another main tank, please? Nobody wants to do it. Like, you only want to be Reinhardt, and it's not fun to play him. And Orisa can't do it, and neither can Winston in some cases. So can we have another mobile barrier tank? And they're like, what about another DPS? I'm like, if you combine the other two categories, they're still like not even. They might not even be half. And they're like, that's all right. Here's another damage character. So it's
Okay,
like,
don't we need a healer still?
we could get away with that, not having that right now because people like to play all the healers. So like, and they all have different purposes. So that's
Yeah, I guess we got Moira.
yeah.
So.
We have Mora, Anna, and Mercy that fill a similar role, and then like Zen, Brig, and Lucio to do like utility things. So, and that's not a lot. That's not a ton, but that's people who play healer tend to be like, oh hey, there's like one or two that I like to play. I'm fine. Like if I could play Moira and Lucio for the rest of the game, like I wouldn't be super jazzed about that, but I'd be fine. Like they're fun. But the people that love playing Reinhardt are like, yo, it kind of sucks at playing right now. Like getting bashed by someone like a quarter of my size and I just die instantly. This isn't fun. So like, hey, we need another tank, like, because there's like only 7, and they don't do the same thing. And they're like, how about another cowboy? And people are like, can we have a black woman? They're like, how about a second cowboy? And it's
Cowboy
like,
representation is very important.
and it's just it's weird. Like it feels that like on purpose at this point. Like this BlizzCon was like just a disaster for most people.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't a good look for Blizzard on like at least for 3 or 4 different reasons, and that's not good. That's supposed to be their event where they're like, you love us so much that you're willing to buy anything, and we're like, no, we're not actually.
Yeah. Like the one thing I did love about the whole about the like just the short itself is that like for a 37-year-old man who dresses like a fucking cowboy in the year like 2070, Jesse McCree is the smoothest motherfucker on the face of the earth.
You don't get to be a cowboy in 2080 if you're not smooth as hell.
He's sitting alone in a fucking diner eating a piece of pie. And
A beautiful piece of pie.
a beautifully rendered piece of pie.
That's what they've been working on for the last 6 months. Ash was ready 3 months ago. It's like, how can we get this crumble better? And it was worth it.
And like it's just like it's such a wild dichotomy to me. It's part of I think why I love his character so much, even though we have so many like so few actual character notes and so many conflicting details. Like I just love Jesse so much.
I feel like we don't know anything about who McCree is. We know some things, we might not know about him, but we know exactly who the hell he is. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
exactly,
think
like...
I don't think like, if someone's like, oh, hey, write McCree out of character, they'd be like, like, you wouldn't do that by accident. Like, you'd have to go out of your way, because people are like,
Yeah.
like, there's too much in-game stuff and out-of-game stuff. They're like, no, this dude is exactly how we think he is. Like, is he gay? That's the only thing that we're like guessing
Yeah,
for.
that's the only thing we're not sure about.
But like, it doesn't feel out of character at this point. Like, if someone was like, oh man, I don't know. Actually, there's no guys in the Overwatch cast that I'd be like, no, there's no. I was gonna say, unlike
Like,
so and so.
Yeah, there's. I don't think there's a man in the Overwatch cast that I'd be like shocked.
Yeah, like no, I wouldn't be shocked if it's anybody. Like the only thing with Reapers,
Even, like,
you'd be
Torb, you know, like.
Yeah, Torb would be the one only because like we know for a fact he has a big ass family. So we're like, okay, well we know for a fact that he likes women, which is not
Yeah.
that doesn't rule out other
And
queer identities.
Yeah, and it's like same with Reinhardt. Like we know he has a daughter, but that doesn't mean it's like.
Does he? I don't think he does.
I thought Brigitte was his daughter.
No, that's Torb's daughter.
That's Torb's daughter. Never mind.
Yeah, because Torb has 8 billion children.
Yeah, 8 billion beautiful redheaded children.
Somehow. Yeah, Brig just she's like Reinhardt's squire. She just like fixes his equipment and like
I was gonna say,
stuff.
like, I knew that they were like together in like a not in like a together way.
No,
but, like,
they're
just,
like,
adventurers.
adventurers.
Yeah, they're around each other.
But yeah, the lore's all screwed to hell. I don't know. It's some funny stuff.
I saw a tweet the other day when it was like Jesse McCree, founding member of the Deadlock Gang, which was formed 49 years before he was born, and he also joined at age 17. Like,
yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Oh, another thing. So I don't mind being as like sassy and angry about this stuff when it's not just me talking. They released Ash, and we were asking for like more representation, and like, how about a white woman cowboy whose backstory is she was extremely privileged and got annoyed with it, so she wanted to be a bad person. It's like, that's what you gave us. Like,
I didn't even know the backstory.
yeah, like that's
okay.
what. Yeah, Bob's her like robot butler. Like, he's not just some dude. Like, that's like she grew up with it.
Like,
and it's like Blizzard.
She's like fucking Jessie.
What?
From Pokemon.
Oh yes. I was like, Jesse McCree.
No, wrong Jessie. No, just like.
Well, Jessie like had a lot of expectations on her, I think, right? And like she failed at her job. Like, she wanted to be a nurse.
Yeah.
Like, at least Jessie has a reason why she's not. Why she was a bad guy. Like, she has a reason. Ash is just like, I don't like people. Like, oh, congratulations. Like, Roadhog, who's a murderer, is like, yeah, my whole country got destroyed and is radioactive. I'm a little pissed off and I want to be left alone. Ash is like, man, my parents didn't love me enough. And everyone else in Overwatch is like, yeah, at least you had parents. Like, mine are dead.
Yeah, like...
Farrah's like, I thought my mom was dead for the last 20 years. She was just hanging out with Soldier in a pyramid somewhere.
Asshole.
So it felt like a weird thing to do right now.
Yeah.
Gameplay wise, she's fun. She is fun. I think the game could use her. Like, she has some abilities that make things have to change a little bit. But it's just like, I feel like we could have. You could have, like, not to get rid of a woman character, that would be bad, but you could have just gave us Bob as a tank with the dynamite, and we would have been like, cool, perfect, that's exactly what we need. That would have changed it. It's fine. It's fine. We'll see what happens in April when we get the next one, I guess. Or whenever it's going to be. Or February, maybe, so...
Blizzard needs to give me another fucking gay for Christmas, though.
It's
been 2 years,
it could
right?
be
2 years or 3 years?
It's been 2 years. It could be Ash.
2 years? I'll be so mad if it's another skinny white woman.
Well, I mean, it's possible.
It's possible that it's her, but, like, also... I'll be mad. Like, if it is her, it needs to also be multiple other people. Like, the fucking after Michael Chu goes on Twitter and they're like, someone to answer questions after the short goes out, and someone was like, "Are McCree and Ash lovers, or did they used to be lovers?" Because she has that picture of him on her motorcycle. And he was like, no, they never were and never have been.
And I quote tweeted, I'm like, yo, Michael Chu, like, you know exactly why somebody asked this question. Like, you purposely are just being vague at this point. Like,
yeah.
And I don't know what the purpose behind it is, but,
Yeah.
Anyway, any other thoughts on it?
No, I think...
Yeah. She's out. There's a bunch of other changes. The game's feeling a little better. People are complaining about different stuff, but
they're always complaining, but as long as they're not complaining about the same things constantly, then it's alright.
No, it's been pretty much just complaining about Mercy and Brig for the last, 6 months. I mean, they need to change how Brig works, but, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Doomfist is here. It'll be fine. You have a character with a rocket punch that can knock through shields, and people are like, no. He can't stop Brig. He don't have, a great punch or nothing. I don't know. It's a skilled matchup. That's a lot of Overwatch stuff, but it's a good game. Did you see that music video that League of Legends released?
The one with the cool purple and blue,
yeah,
neon-y stuff? That was League of Legends. I knew it was something in that realm, but I just kept seeing, GIFs of it on Tumblr and not knowing what it was, just that it looked cool.
Yeah, KDA. I guess that was their new hero release or something. I don't know much about it. Apparently the person who made the character kind of got screwed at Riot Games. So let's not forget that Riot Games is kind of a shitty company that has a history of sexism and
a shitty company.
Yeah. And I think they can get away with some of this stuff because you don't have to buy League of Legends, so people don't look at them the same way they look at Activision, Blizzard, or EA. Because while they're exploiting you, they don't charge you $60 to further exploit you. They just exploit you from the get-go. In a model that might actually not be super unfair, but, it's free to play, so there's a goal to get your money eventually. But they actually might just get a lot of market share type money, like stock money or advertisement, so the model might not be exploitative anymore. But either way, yeah, decent video. Just remember, don't blindly celebrate things without knowing the stuff behind them. Her creator got kind of screwed over, and Riot didn't do a good job of crediting the studio that animated that video. It wasn't an in-house thing, but cool video though. It's very easy to pander to whoever that was for. That's what that weekend taught me. Also, Lucio O's are coming out next month. And his mixtape is out, or his album, I guess, that they've been teasing since he came out. So, lots of stuff. So, want to move to the next topic now that we've burnt our podcast to ash?
Hey.
You want to talk about cops?
Cops?
No, it's not actually cops.
Oh, I was like, the one good cop?
He's not a cop. It's Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
Wow. So I didn't see this trailer the day it came out, but just the takes about the takes were so tired, so annoying. I was barely on Twitter and I logged on and people were just being salty. Not even I don't think I like the design. That's a fair, I'll give you that tweet. It's different. That's fine. The people saying, man, this looks like that gritty Power Rangers fake reboot trailer. That's fine. But people getting really in their feelings about people having opinions, it was weird. It was weird to me. That said, I like that trailer.
Yeah, actually, one of my coworkers who is not actually that nerdy, but she came over. I was standing at the trying to fix a paper jam at the freaking copier, and she came over with her phone and was like, "Did you see this?" And I was like, and all I saw was the live action Pikachu, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" She had her her AirPods in, so I couldn't hear what it was doing, but I was like, "Oh my gosh, is that the Detective Pikachu trailer?" And she was like, "Yeah, I didn't know this was happening." And I said, "I knew it was happening, but I didn't realize the trailer was coming out." And so I went back to my desk and I watched the trailer, and I was like, "Shit, this looks really fun."
Yeah, I kind of forgot about it. I know they said they were making a movie, but I kind of forgot about it after the game came out because my brain was like, "Yeah, that's what they were doing. They were making a game." It looks fun. I don't know. I like the realistic-ish looking Pokemon. I don't mind. It's one way to go with it. It's kind of cool. I like it. Pikachu looks really adorable.
I think Pikachu looks adorable. I think they've really managed to hit the right level of Uncanny Valley with the Pokemon.
Yeah.
like Bulbasaur looks super cute. Like Mr. Mime looks just as terrifying as he ought to. You know, like,
but he doesn't like stick out. You know what I mean? Like it's obviously it's CGI,
yeah.
but he doesn't look like he looks like he's inhabiting the same space. But he looks like it looks like they could have
like
made
very,
him less.
like, Roger Rabbit kind of.
Yeah, it looks like they could have made him less uncanny valley, but they're like, no, wait, it's Mr. Mime.
Yeah, like they're like, no, we have to make this exactly as freaky.
Like he looks freaky without. He looks like freaky without being scary. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like he'd haunt my dreams, but I'd be like if you saw him now, you're like, oh shit, oh it's you, Mr. Mime. Woo! Can't believe you did that. Like that's what I feel like that level of creepy.
Yeah, like I think it's gonna be good, and I also like the minor outrage over Pikachu having like rabbit fur.
I mean that's
like,
I don't care. Like I
like in fairness, like he has looked smooth like a shark.
Yes. So actually, I want to bring this up because my friend actually pointed this out to me. He was a little bit annoyed by something else. So in Pokken Tournament, the fighting game they're in, apparently Pikachu does have like a little bit of like fine hair that you can notice. But what his point was, in the new Super Smash Bros. Game, every other like animal in the game has like fur that you could tell like
define like clearly it's fur.
Yeah, like Fox like in the trailer has like really good fur, but then Incineroar, like the evolved form of Litten, you could see his fur. Like Lucario, you could see his fur in some spots. Sonic even has a little bit of fur detail, but then Pikachu is like extremely smooth. I'm like, I think it's just an aesthetic thing. Like I think that's all. It's just because that's the aesthetic they wanted to go with.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it makes sense for like it looks better. I think it looks better than a slick Pikachu would.
Pikachu would have looked in real life. Yeah.
But that's
like I saw. Sorry, I keep putting.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I saw like a post I think on Tumblr earlier, but it might also have been on Twitter. But it was just like saying like Detective Pikachu, aka Deadpool 3, the Great Mouse Detective.
Yeah, people are saying that. I don't even care. Like, you know what? It seems fun. I'm fine with it.
Right? Like, I'm gonna have a good ass time watching this movie. Like, Ryan Reynolds' voice is actually surprisingly perfect coming out of the little Pikachu man.
Yeah. I just pulled up it's not coming up. I just pulled up the picture my friend sent me from Pokken Tournament. And yeah, you can see like the fur on Pikachu's back. It's a lot finer than it is in this. But I think the furry works a little bit more when there's actual humans walking around.
Yeah.
But yeah, this isn't the first time that Pikachu's had fur, so that's good.
Yeah.
I like the Deadpool voice. I mean, Ryan Reynolds, he's like a charming guy, so it makes the Pikachu seem charming. I don't know if it's the voice I would have gone with, but I already can't imagine what voice you would have given a Pikachu.
Yeah.
It's funny that even like in the trailer when he goes back to like when the humans can't understand him, it's just like a regular Pikachu sound.
Yeah, like
I'm like that's cute. That's cute.
Yeah, it isn't like Ryan Reynolds' voice saying Pika Pika.
Yeah, because that would have been a very good like joke, but I don't think it would have been like a good joke for this.
Yeah.
Also, the black lead, that's cool.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna bring up next. Was like, because apparently the lead in the game is white, or like whatever, like light skinned in terms of like it's a Pokemon game, so they're probably Asian. But like,
yeah, I think I want to think that's just a different person in general, though. Like, I don't think it's even the same person.
Yeah, because like I think, yeah, like I've never played Detective Pikachu, so I have no idea.
But, neither have I. I just like kind of looked it up a little bit.
But yeah, that's really exciting, and I think it's fun that no one's really focused in on it yet. Like almost like it's a good thing. Like I feel like people have been so distracted by live action Pokemon that like the racists haven't been able to get their ire up about a black lead yet.
I think I think that's part of what they were banking on by having a different story, because I just looked up the synopsis for the Detective Pikachu game, and that person can't understand Pikachu, so I think that's a whole different thing.
Okay.
At least at first. I didn't read the whole thing, but yeah, I think this is a completely original story, so like you have to go out of, I mean, also Ken Watanabe's in there. So it's like, oh, there's an Asian guy, so it's not even like it's not even like, oh, it's like a token character. Like, no, it's just a city. Like, that's
Yeah,
there's
like,
everybody
actually,
here. It's just some guy, and
welcome to literally any city.
yeah, and he, you know, they obviously, since it's a Pokemon or Nintendo property, they're not gonna like bring it up. He's not gonna make any jokes about it. So even if there's racists that are upset, it's gonna be a lot harder for them to even. Like, how are you gonna dodge? Oh, it's forced diversity. Like, no, it's not. It's just like a guy. Like, it doesn't even come up. Like, you're the one who brought it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I watched a video from this guy, TV Skyn. I think I brought him up before. He does a lot of work about, like, I think he's like a graphic designer, like artist and stuff. And he was just talking about how the aesthetic of this. First off, he said the aesthetic of the Pokemon was weird. He never said it was bad. It's just weird, and we all admit that. But he said, like, some of the composition of the shots in the trailer and just the aesthetic of it is just absolutely beautiful. Like, it looks like they didn't just do a cheap cash grab like they could have.
Which is, like, nice.
Yeah, like, the whole joke of Pikachu getting mad and trying to attack Mr. Mime and he can't. It's like, oh, yeah, Mr. Mime does have a barrier move. Like, I don't think it works quite like that, but he can do that in the show and the games. So it's like, oh, okay, these people seem to, like, have an idea of what to talk about. Like, all the stuff in the background, like, Sinnoh Tournament, all the different Pokemon running around doing stuff. Like, there's kind of like when you're playing the games, how there's like, man, I can't believe people base their whole life around these Pokemon. Like, they have posters everywhere. But then you see this kid, and it's like a real life thing. He does just have Pokemon posters among his things. And there's neon everywhere. But this guy pointed out that it's a lot dirtier than the games are, in the sense that it's like a regular city versus like cities in Pokemon. Like, oh, there's like 5 people, you know?
Yeah, it's like, it's not a Japanese city. Like, Japanese cities are very clean.
Well, I mean, like, it's not like grimy, but it's like...
But yeah, it's like people live here.
Yeah, like, people are living here. It's like a crowded street. It feels like if, like, you took what Japan, like, an average Japanese person who'd never been to New York, had them draw New York, and then a person from New York who's never been to Japan, like, let's say Tokyo, had them draw Tokyo, and you combine those together with 2, like, not real versions of it, that's how you'd get this city. Like, it's, like, yeah, that's, I don't know. It looks, also, I like how he tried to defend himself, while I'm like, does he have a gun? Oh, that's a stapler? like, he's like, hey, I know how to use, like, he was like, when the guy, hurt someone in his house, and, he's, like, going to threaten the Pikachu, and he's like, put down the stapler, or I'll electrocute you. I'm like, this dude really came out holding a stapler, like a weapon, the way that you do, like, in middle school and stuff. That was charming and funny to me.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this dumb Pikachu movie.
I know, like, I'm significantly more excited about this movie than I am about, like, Infinity War 2, like, any of the, whatchamacalls, the, like, Star Wars spin-off movies they've announced, like...
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's stuff's gonna come and go, like, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm more excited about it than I am about Toy Story 3, which I refuse to watch the trailer for, or Toy Story 4.
Why is there a Toy Story 4?
Why? Like, Toy Story 3 was such a good ending. Like, it seems like such a cash grab. Like, I don't know what the plot of it is because I haven't watched the trailer, but...
Yeah, I didn't watch the trailer either. I didn't know if you might have. I just saw there was a thing, and apparently there's, like, other toys in there, but, like, one's a fork or something. Like, just felt like seeing, like, the meta commentaries, like, I don't know. And, like, oh, basically, that's all a complaint, and I don't know if this is in it. This may have just been someone imagining things. But they're like, if a fork can be considered a toy and be sentient with all the other toys, now you're getting into the realms of people saying, so wait, what's actually sentient in this universe? And you either have to explain it or not. And that doesn't seem like it's going to benefit the franchise to explain why some things are sentient, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that was in there, but like I just saw some little things about it that seemed to be pointing in the direction of they're doing some stuff that, why? Unless it's a sequel to what happens in Kingdom Hearts 3, which I severely doubt, but wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, I mean... like, so like, that's the plot of this, right? Is that it's about, like, what makes a toy a toy? Like,
no, I don't know that. I just... Someone just said there's, like, one of the characters is, like, not a toy.
Okay, yeah, because that, like... There's always that, like, there's that terrible, like, wine mom joke that's like, oh, my kids' best friends are Woody and Buzz, and so are mine. Like, my favorite toys are also named Woody and Buzz.
Oh,
like,
I get it. It's a dick joke.
It's a dick joke.
Wait.
But I don't want to know that. I don't want to know. Like, I don't know. I want to know if Mrs. Andy's mom's
Mrs. Andy's mom.
Mrs. Andy's mom
is going buzz.
Magic wand is alive. Like,
it's a toy. It's a toy.
You've this is the equivalent of making a Cars movie to explain why there is a car TSA, which means that there was a car 9/11, and there's a car Pope, which means that there was a car Jesus who was crucified on a car cross.
Yeah, because I guess if there is that all stands to reason. Yeah, because if there's a TSA, that means there was that means there was some kind of religion. Yeah, and that means okay, that all tracks. Yep.
That's what this is. I don't want that.
I don't think that's what the movie's about. I think it's just something that gets mentioned, or that the viewer could come away from it thinking. I have some good hot breaking news. As of 40 minutes ago, Overwatch League announced another one of their teams.
Oh, is it the one that I just sent you as a DM?
Oh, you DM'd me?
Is it Hanzo Spark?
Yes, it is. Oh, yeah. Yo, how about this color scheme?
Color scheme is so good.
People wanted that. They wanted Florida Mayhem to change their color to that. But it's so good. People are going to go nuts for this team. I don't know about the finger gun. People in China, I've heard some people in China don't like that because that's one of their slang gestures for masturbation, which is even funnier. That said, I hope Spark and Shock have a healthy rivalry, but this pink and blue color scheme, holy hell.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm ready.
Reaper looking like cotton candy.
Cotton candy, sweet and low. Let me see that gorilla. Yo, Reaper, he does look sick though. That pink cape, that is fabulous. I'm very ready for this.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Oh man. Yeah, just listeners, just so you know, I just get this DM from Steph. This color scheme, heart eyes emoji. This is sick. This is very sick. It's another good color scheme. There's a lot of good color schemes in the league right now. I mentioned some last week. There was some nice aqua blue, not aqua blue, but teal blue. But this pink and blue is going to be fun to watch, and I bet their alternative uniforms are going to look sick as hell. Oh, and the first day of the league is February 14th, so maybe they'll get to play Valentine's Day exhibition match. Holla! Oh man, that's way better news than Toy Story 4.
It's such better news than Toy Story 4.
I think I want to say that's all the teams that have been announced. I can't remember if Toronto's team came out, but that's good. I like that. I'm happy. I hope you all are happy too, because I am. Oh man.
I'm very happy.
So how you say it? Hangzhou?
Hangzhou, I think.
Hangzhou, okay. And then there's the Chengdu Hunters. They just came out the other day. They're orange and black. They're a panda mascot. Looks pretty good. What else we got? Guangzhou Charge. Theirs are sick as hell too. They're a cool blue and a midnight blue. Very nice. And then Paris Eternal. Looking pretty good. Looking like the New York colors. So we have 2 more teams. I think Atlanta is going to show us. There's Atlanta Reign. REIGN. So Overwatch League, get into it this year, y'all. It'll be fun. And they're doing better stuff with spectators, so you can all learn. How about the next topic, Steph? You want to jump on to the next thing?
Yeah, let's jump around.
You like the notes I put in?
Yes, thank you. So the next I guess we'll talk about is She-Ra, which I've not watched any of yet, but I'm very excited. I was gonna watch it on the subway this morning, but Netflix on my phone had.
Wait, it's out?
The first 13 episodes dropped yesterday.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yep, this is out. That's why I put it on here.
Hey, Jordan Fisher's in there. He's cool.
like freaking a lot of the people who were watching it, I don't know if I just follow a lot of people who are on staff for it or what it is, or if people like just sat the fuck down on a Tuesday and binged it. But
well, you said 13 episodes. That's what, 6 hours?
Yeah, that's still like a decent chunk of time because like all of those pictures of the prom. There's an episode called Princess Prom, and it's like the 10th episode. Like all of those pictures of like Catra and She-Ra, like.
Dog, I have no clue.
In a tux.
Let me just look it up because I don't care about spoilers. I'm trying a new thing about spoilers. But yeah, you were talking. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I said it's just that picture I sent you yesterday when I was like, is this going to be as gay as this looks?
I mean, it must be.
People on the team are queer, and the showrunner is Noelle Stevenson, who is a lesbian.
Yeah.
So like, it probably is. Probably going to be as gay as it looks.
Like, if it's not though, like that's a missed opportunity. Cause like, like whether you like it or not, like that would just feel like a waste. Like we're all very gay, but nah, that would be weird.
Yeah, so I was gonna watch it on the train today, but my Netflix on my phone had logged out of itself after okay, it's not logged out now. It was just logged out on the freaking train when I tried to watch. I downloaded all the episodes yesterday, and I guess it couldn't connect to the internet, so it couldn't load itself. But...
Yeah, my Netflix did that too when that show I want to watch. I can't remember.
Oh yeah,
the cartoon. I'll find it. When it came out, I couldn't load it on my phone. No, I'll get it to you in a sec. Hilda, yeah. I couldn't load Hilda, but like I could cast it, but I couldn't watch it on my phone. It was weird, but there's a lot of brown people in this cartoon, and pink, but like brown people.
Oh yeah, they're all about the.
Actually, like in this splash picture, none of these people are white except for She-Ra and maybe this pink person, but they're all like brown or Asian. Huh? How about that? The guy on the left looks like Conrad a little bit. Conrad Zimmerman, everybody. Great mustache. That's just it. That's all it is. He's a good mustache. Maybe they're on staff. So have you seen any of it today, though? You said you just got it to load, so I'm guessing no.
I have not seen any of it yet. I was going to watch some of it after this.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, let me know what you think. I'm curious. Oh, yeah, also, you know what else on Netflix is Super Drags?
Yeah, I'm just seeing the splash for this now. It's a Brazilian adult animation superhero are the categories.
Oh, I'm getting adult animation, superhero, Brazilian, campy, and LGBTQ. So good.
To restore her beauty, Lady Elsa steals all the highlight energy from LGBTQ concert goers at a Godiva show.
Is that just Space Jam for drag queens?
Spurring the super drags to save the day. Yeah, I think that's what that is. I have to watch at least an episode of this.
Drag Jam. I don't see She-Ra on here because my recommendations are all like, well, you like comedy specials, Criminal Minds, and Great British Baking Show, right? I'm like, yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's right after Ron White. And right before the Big Family Cooking Showdown. I need to watch more stuff on Netflix and fix my recommendations. So, any thoughts? Have you heard any backlash or anything recently?
I haven't heard any backlash beyond like the annoying people who were like, "Oh, she's ruining my childhood by being like a non-sexualized 12-year-old." Like, so other than that, like, I haven't heard anything since the show came out, so except for people who are just loving it. So
okay.
And again, like, I am in a little bit of an echo chamber because I follow a bunch of people who work on the show, but.
Yeah, but the thing about that stuff is we tend to, like, get the toxicity somehow filtered into our feeds, no matter how much of an echo chamber we try to make. So I feel like we would have heard something by now. Or at least we would have heard something from the people who, like, it's their job to, like, make fun of those people. They would have said something by now, and I think when you're just mad about representation being in spaces, you just don't follow up. Like, if I'm an alt-right YouTuber who panders to Gamergate, why would I know that She-Ra came out yesterday?
Yeah.
Look, I'm in the echo chamber and I didn't know it came out yesterday. Like, this was news to me. I was wondering, I'm like, oh, what happened? So, whoops.
Yeah.
Look, if she ran real fast and had blue hair, I would know about it, but hypothetically.
What's your specialty?
It's my specialty, going fast and hacking. In-game hacking. Not hacking the game. But yeah, of course. But I mean, like, everyone should do that. Any other She-Ra information?
No, I'm just excited to watch it.
Con season is going to be great this year. That's why I love OhioCon. It's like the first con of the year and everyone gets like pull out the stuff they've been waiting to do. So like there's going to be She-Ra, there's going to be a lot of Ash, there's going to be all the characters from She-Ra. Smash is coming out on the 7th, so all that stuff. People are going to, always probably going to cosplay from the KDA video. There's going to be, I don't know, I'm ready for first con of the season next year. So much good cosplay opportunity.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess the last bit of news I have is just there's a Smash trailer that came out for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It takes that nice watercolor painted banner that they've been using in their promo art and slowly revealing characters on, and it brings them to life, and there's like a little just battle. But apparently there's not music in the actual trailer, just the sound effects. Or like very low music, so people have just putting all kinds of music over it just to see how it fits. The best one I saw was people using that Happy Together song. So happy together. Like that one from the original Super Smash Bros. 64 trailer. And somebody even dubbed like the old ad like something is going wrong in the happy-go-lucky world of Nintendo. And I didn't realize that wasn't what they were doing. I'm like, that would have been the best nostalgia bomb ever to just like cap off the series. But yeah, and people are just remixing it and doing meme stuff with it. It's always nice. So memes are real hot this year.
Memes are good.
And the Pikachu meme.
Things.
And the Pikachu meme resurfaced at a really good time.
It did. Like I appreciate the use of the live action Pikachu making the same face.
That's so good. Memes are great. Oh, speaking of Pikachu, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee came out recently, or are coming out soon, and they're getting pretty alright reviews, so they kind of interface with Pokemon Go a little bit and use similar mechanics. It's what IGN said, and or GameSpot, I can't remember which one I think is IGN, and get your own opinions and look at your own reviewers, but they're saying, hey, it's a pretty fun game. It's much easier than all the other Pokemon games. Like the stuff that's super effective is way stronger. It's definitely built for like a more casual audience who maybe liked Pokemon Go. It's like, hey, I kind of want to get back into this, and it kind of can kind of ease them back into it, and still in a way that'll be fun for people who know the franchise. But it's definitely more beginner friendly. It's not a mainline game, but it's basically the Kanto adventure again. So, they said it was all right. Like obviously, it had some room for improvement. But if you have a Switch or are thinking about getting a Switch, you might as well pick up one of those games and see how you like it. Pokemon's great. It's for everybody.
If you're gonna buy a new console, you might as well buy a bunch of games.
Hey, I mean,
I know that's how it works.
If you buy a console and don't buy games, that's you just wasted a bunch of money. Consoles really cost like Nintendo Switch really cost $360 because if you don't buy a game, then you just maybe $310 if you buy digital games, but and the last thing I'm gonna say, I'm drinking a Christmas beer already. How about it?
Oh man.
Southern Tier's 2 Xmas. It's real damn good. Check this out, Steph. Spice Double L, brewed with orange peels, ginger root, cardamom, cinnamon, fig paste, and cloves. 8%. Yum. It's delicious. So hopefully this is around the whole season. So, anything else you want to tell the listeners? I mean, I feel like we gave them like a nice 45 minutes of art, just pure art.
Yeah, I'm feeling very solid about our content this week.
Did I talk too much? Did I talk too little? What'd I do? I need that on-the-fly feedback on me. YOLO. It happens.
Had lots of opinions.
Any closing opinions? I mean, we talked about Ash and we talked about She-Ra. Like, I feel like this is a pretty lesbian-friendly episode, and KDA. So will someone just think of the men for once and what we? Oh no, I'm kidding. Obviously. I
mean, you've got queer icon Jesse McCree for you.
We have potential queer icon Jesse McCree.
I think even whether or not Jesse McCree himself is queer, he can still be a queer icon.
Yeah, I guess Thor is a lesbian icon, so yeah,
like
that's
Thor's
fair.
a lesbian icon. Like the gays love Meryl Streep. Like I think we can claim him regardless of his actual sexuality.
Yeah, bi icon Jesse McCree.
Excellent.
Deadeye, hot bi. So maybe
it rolls off the tongue.
Deadeye, hot bi. Yo, in that short, when it was 11:55, I'm like, yo, I know what's about to go down. And when it hit high noon and he went off, I was like, yo, so sick. McCree's, it was so good, and the tumbleweed rolled by, and I was like, he's surrounded, it ain't even gonna matter. Woo! I don't need to jump back in this hole, but like, man, McCree is a badass dude. Wish he was better in the game. Still very good though. Hey, maybe you're listening to this drivel on, and you want to get some more of it. Steph, you want to tell people where they can get more of this?
If you want to get more of this, perfect art, you can find us in any podcast catcher of your choice by searching for a Character Reveal. You can find us on Twitter at Character Rev, Character REV, 2 R's in the middle to make that triply clear. You can find us on Instagram at Character Reveal. You can find us on Facebook by searching, for Character Reveal. You can find Dom anywhere on the internet that he wants to be found by searching for Brother Dom with an A, not a ER in the middle. I don't have that branding. So you can find me at a variety of names. You can find me on Instagram at Hella_Steph. You can find me on Twitter at Captain Steph. You can find me on Tumblr at The Snow Queer. Been sitting on thoughts about a username change finally after 3 years, but
Ooh.
more to come. But other than that, if you want to toss us some bucks, like, you could go on Patreon and you find us there at Character Reveal. That's up to you. If you would like it. If you do find us on iTunes, it'd be awesome if you would give us a rating and maybe even a review. But it's real easy to just hit those stars.
Yeah, that'd be hella sick.
So that's about the sitch, I think, right?
I'm tired. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. If you're listening to this, everything should be in the show notes, and you probably, if you found us without seeing all of our social media information, thank you so much. It's in the show notes below, or in your favorite podcast catcher. But yeah, I don't know. Thanks for listening. We sound tired, but we appreciate you all. All the listens, they mean a lot. So,
we love you.
And I think that's it, Steph. So, till next time, see you later.
Bye.